I had been living in my house for about 5 years, enjoying my quiet life in a neighborhood that thankfully didn't have an HOA. One of the best things about my property was my beautiful in-ground pool, which I had installed with my own money and maintained religiously. It was my oasis, especially in the hot summer months. One afternoon, while lounging by the pool with a cold drink, I noticed three people in matching polo shirts approaching my yard. They weren't wearing uniforms, but their shirts had an HOA logo embroidered on them. I found it strange because, as far as I knew, my neighborhood didn't have a homeowners association. The first encounter. A woman who seemed to be the leader of the group walked right up to my fence and knocked on it like she was the sheriff of the town. Without waiting for an invitation, she opened the gate and let herself in. That was my first red flag. "Excuse me, sir," she said with a condescending smile. "I'm Amanda from the HOA Enforcement Committee, and we need to discuss a violation on your property." I raised an eyebrow. "HOA? This neighborhood doesn't have an HOA." She exchanged glances with the two men behind her, then gave me a patronizing laugh. "Oh, we recently established one. We're the official homeowners association, and we're making sure everyone follows the new guidelines." I leaned back in my chair, sipping my drink. "That's funny. I don't remember signing anything agreeing to an HOA." Amanda's smile thinned. "Well, the HOA board has already decided on new regulations, and your pool is in violation. It needs to be drained and removed immediately." I almost choked on my drink. "Excuse me?" One of the men stepped forward and pointed to my pool. "Your pool doesn't meet the new safety and aesthetic standards. It needs to be removed or you'll be fined." I laughed out loud. "Let me get this straight. You just made up an HOA, and now you think you can fine me for my own pool?" Amanda's fake smile disappeared. "These are official regulations, sir. If you don't comply, we'll have to escalate this matter." The plot thickens. Now, what these people didn't know was that I actually was the sheriff of the county. Not just some rent-a-cop, but a fully sworn-in, badge-carrying law enforcement officer. And my instincts were telling me something was very off about these so-called HOA enforcers. First of all, if there was a legitimate HOA, there would be legal paperwork, meetings, and homeowner votes involved. None of that had happened. Second, I knew a scam when I saw one. These people were either con artists trying to shake down homeowners for fees or just power-hungry busybodies playing pretend. I decided to play along. "All right," I said, standing up. "Show me the legal paperwork proving this HOA exists." Amanda hesitated. "We have it on file, but—" "No problem," I interrupted. "I'd love to see it. I also need to see the official registration with the county records office, because as far as I know, no such HOA exists for this neighborhood." The two men shifted uncomfortably. Amanda's confidence wavered. "We don't have the documents on us right now, but we can send them to you later." I smiled. "Great. While you're at it, I'd like to see proof that you have any legal authority to enter my property without permission." One of the men, probably realizing they were in trouble, muttered, "Let's just go." But Amanda, still clinging to her delusions of power, crossed her arms. "Sir, if you don't comply, we'll have to involve law enforcement." That was my cue. I pulled out my badge and held it up for them to see. "Good idea. Law enforcement is already here." The color drained from Amanda's face. The two men practically jumped backward. "You see," I continued, "trespassing on private property is illegal. Impersonating an official organization to demand money or compliance? That's called fraud. And attempting to intimidate homeowners under false pretenses? That could land you in even more legal trouble." Amanda stammered. We weren't trying to scam anyone." I crossed my arms. "Then tell me, what's the legal name of your HOA? Where's your official office? Who's your lawyer? What's your registration number?" Of course, they had no answers. "You have exactly 10 seconds to get off my property before I arrest you for trespassing," I said calmly. They didn't wait. The two men bolted first, and Amanda, after one last huff, turned and stormed away. The aftermath. After they left, I did some digging. Sure enough, there was no legally registered HOA in my neighborhood. They had made it all up, likely to trick unsuspecting homeowners into paying fake fines or membership fees. I contacted a few neighbors and warned them about the scam. Some of them had already received similar visits and were worried about being fined. I assured them that these people had zero authority. A week later, I got word that Amanda and her little crew had tried the same stunt in another neighborhood. This time, someone called the police. Real police. They were arrested for trespassing, fraud, and harassment. As for my pool, it's still here looking as perfect as ever. So the next time some self-proclaimed HOA police come knocking, remember, check the facts, know your rights, and if you're lucky, be the sheriff.